completely disagree with that. And
If you want to take over,
I'll give him a few.
my salvation is more important than me making my. No,
Huh?
you can.
Oh, me and him
No,
have
we've had it.
chatted.
We've had a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, you carry on with her.
Hello there.
If
My
you
name's
want to,
Chris.
have a conversation.
I, are you Muslim or?
Yeah, I'm Muslim, yeah.
Ah, cool. Is this your first time here?
No,
I've been here a few
yeah,
times.
yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, since many years before.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? Oh,
Yes.
wow. Good long time.
But
Um,
mostly, not often, yeah. Sometimes,
yeah, when you can, I guess. Are you a revert to Islam?
No, I'm originally Muslim.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Interesting. Well, I wouldn't have expected that.
Oh, really?
I guess, you know what? My
She's
I
not
have a,
English, she's African.
what?
She's not English, she's African.
Oh, interesting. Oh, whereabouts?
From Algeria.
Oh, okay, interesting. North Africa. Oh, okay. I was wondering if it's South Africa. But okay, interesting.
North Africa.
Yeah, Algeria. Yeah, I wasn't expecting. So I have an issue with the way that Islam treats women, personally. I don't like the idea that Muslim men can have up to 4 wives if they treat them equally, and as many slaves as their right hand can possess. That to me, I think, is immoral. I do not think it is godly for a man to have female slaves of whom he can have sex with, alongside 4 wives. I don't see any way of reconciling that.
So, let's see, for example, long time ago, after the war, you know?
Which war?
The wall,
The,
the wall,
the world. Well,
yeah,
right,
wall,
right.
yeah. So many men was killed, were killed, yeah.
Right.
So that you, a lot of women
Yeah.
and some men. So what is the solution to get the babies now and to get families with your
Right.
in your brain as a human? What
Right.
is the solution?
So, in order to ensure that the nation survives, that we keep having more children, it is practical that a man can take multiple wives to ensure lineage through multiple women so that he has enough children, enough offspring.
Yeah, because
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, you see, a woman without man.
Okay.
So only one man can take
Good.
one woman.
Right.
So the others women, it make them for them a problem.
Right.
It's a mental problem also, not healthy, because she's alone and she can see another woman with a man have a baby, is a family, and why not me, for example? Why not
Okay.
the others?
Because there's not enough men to go around. Right. That makes sense, and it is a solution to that issue. The problem I have, though, is that Muhammad is a guidance for all mankind. In other words, it's not just in periods where there's a deficiency in men, in times when there's an abundance of men. Like in many parts of the world today, there's an abundance of men. So, for example, in China, there are more men in the population than women due to the one-child policy. It discriminated against women. People were aborting women because they view men as more valuable. So the issue I have, just 1 second, is how does Islam offer a practical solution to that if you're still having to say, no, one man can have 4 wives, but one woman can only have one husband?
Can I say something?
Well,
Okay,
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm married to her,
Ah.
and I want to get married to another woman.
Oh, you're using an example, right? Okay.
The other woman,
Yeah. Yeah.
knows that I'm married to her,
Right. Yeah.
but she accepts.
Sure.
Was it to do with you?
Sure.
Was it to do with you? If she accepts
Okay.
to marry me
Sure.
while she is knowing
That's a
that
good point.
I
That's a good
am
point.
married to another woman. Wait a minute.
Sure.
Okay. If my first wife
Yeah.
says, I don't want to be with you anymore because you got married to another woman, she can have divorce.
She can have
And finish that story. So what's this to do with you?
Okay.
It's to do with you care about the woman, the second woman,
Can I
or the
respond
first
now? 'Cause
woman.
I know your
No,
point.
you care about these women, okay? But they
They themselves don't see an
this
issue with
religion.
it.
So
Right.
you are
Okay, I
blocking
understand
their
that.
freedom.
I see.
You
That's a
see?
good point.
Yeah,
The
it's
issue I
you
have with
as a
it,
man.
though, the issue I have with it, though, is that that's only half the solution. The other half is that men can have as many sex slaves as they desire. Because the passage we're talking about, Surah 4, Ayah 34, says that it says as long as you can treat them equally, you can take up to
Don't
4.
go to this issue. We are talking about issue of women.
I'm quoting the same verse.
Wives.
Yeah.
No,
The verse says the same
slaves,
thing.
wait.
Let me quote.
No,
Let me
no,
quote the verse.
don't tell, I know the verse.
So it also talks about sex
You
slaves.
tell me about the 4 wives.
Okay,
for
so
slavery.
What's your reply?
okay,
I told you.
I'm,
What you
all right,
should
all right.
reply.
You are quoting.
Forget about slaves.
Yeah, I'm telling you the
Put it on the
Quran.
side
I'm
now.
telling you the Quran. Yeah, I'm about to quote the
No,
Quran.
no, I'm not.
Come
I'm
on,
not
friends,
interested
come
in
on.
that. I'm interested.
You're not interested in the Quran.
You. No, no, I'm not. I'm interested in
I think,
your
I think,
reply.
what he's saying,
What's your
yeah,
reply?
I think what he's saying is
What's
just
your
deal with the
reply?
wives and sex slaves are two different
Right.
things. Deal with the
Right.
wives for now.
What
then
I'm
deal with the
trying to
sex slaves
illustrate,
for a minute.
I understand that. What I'm trying to illustrate is that the same verse tells you both at the same
What
time.
is your reply
So you
about
can't
what I
separate
just
them.
said
I just
about the 4 wives?
Okay,
Just tell me.
my problem is
Don't go
that
to
that is
slaves. We
an
have no
only
slaves at the
partial
moment,
solution.
okay?
That is
Yeah?
only a
I
partial
have no
solution.
slaves.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But
And I have
according
only
to
one
Islam,
wife.
I know, according to the deen though, according to the same verse you're
No, no,
quoting,
you are allowed.
you can
You are
also,
allowed.
yes,
It's a
you're allowed up to
solution.
4 if you treat them
It's a
equally.
solution.
I know.
But as I said to you, the
Right.
women,
Can
the
I,
first
come on,
wife,
let me
and
say
the
it.
second
Let me
wife,
say it.
and the third wife,
Ask
and
him
the
the
fourth
rights,
wife,
rights
Come on,
for women
they
in
come
know.
on,
Christianity.
come on,
Yeah,
come on.
yeah. He doesn't want to give
A
me
wife
right.
is entitled to the
Right,
fullness of
right
our
for women
husband.
in Christianity.
Immediately
Give
better.
me
They
3
know,
rights for women in
and they have
Christianity.
chosen
What?
this. What's
3
it to do with
rights
it?
women
No,
has
brother,
in
brother,
Christianity.
brother.
They have a right to dress
Brother,
modestly.
it's their
They have a
choice.
right to
It's
go
their
places.
choice. It's their choice. What
Back
does
up
it to
your
do with
claim
you?
and show me from the Bible.
There's
What's
no
it to
verse
do
in the
with
Bible
you?
that prohibits them having
care
to
about
cover
women?
their hair.
There's no right women
Yeah,
has.
the burden of proof is
That's
on
a
you.
Many people
secular,
here have
a
Listen.
wives and
secular
they have
country has
no
got rights
business.
for
Try that.
women.
Huh?
What do you say about the covering the hair?
I'm not referring to that specifically. I'm saying to be modest.
You're not
Oh, I am
Oh, be
in
modest.
the
Oh,
context
dress
of it.
modestly.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
women
yeah.
are called to in biblical scripture to dress modestly,
Yeah,
but they
yeah.
don't have a prescription to wear a particular type
Why
of
are you
clothing.
talking to me?
Cover
You're
their
talking
hair?
to me.
Yes, it
When
said.
they're praying?
Well,
Sorry,
it also
uncle,
says
sorry,
that a
sorry.
woman's
No,
long
I'm
hair
not talking
is her
about you.
covering,
He
in the
just
same
like
part
ran
that you're
away.
quoting. So in modern times, we say that well, yeah, a covering is our hair.
But do the women in your congregation cover their hair when they're at church?
Some do, some don't. Most don't.
He's
So
angry
doesn't the
because
preacher speak up about that, or the pastor, or the priest?
Well, no, because the next verse is that a woman's covering is the woman's long hair is her covering.
She knows that I'm married. And she
That,
A woman's long hair.
yeah, the idea is if a woman shaves her hair off, she should wear something to cover herself.
I thought if she doesn't want to cover her hair, that's when she should shave her hair off. But then she'll be looked at
she
as
is
cursed.
accepted.
If she didn't want to cover her hair, I think she has to then shave off her hair. So she has an option to cover her hair or shave it
I'm
off.
not sure. I'll have to
If
check
I'm
that.
not mistaken.
I'll have to check that. Do you know that?
I don't know verbatim, but I know
It's
that the women,
not
it does say the women, especially in prayer, they should cover their hair in Christianity. They should
But
cover.
it's not
You know the verse I'm talking.
roughly. I don't know the exact one,
Yeah, yeah, Christianity. Yeah,
but there is no prescription legalistically
women cannot
to do
preach
so.
now
in
you
church, by
went
the
to
way.
covering the
Women
head.
cannot preach in a
I
church.
thought you were
Yes,
talking
which
about
is why.
Because the
marrying
Bible
one
has
wife.
told women
Jesus.
just like a dog.
Guys, can I actually say something? Right.
Bible has
Okay.
I
compared
thought you
a
were
woman
talking about
with a
marriage.
dog.
I know. I'm trying to listen.
Now we're going
Let's
to
be
talk.
fair, Aki.
Can
Answer
I
one
actually?
question at a
Yeah,
time.
just one.
Just let him
Right.
answer one question at a time.
Okay.
Doesn't like to answer.
I just
No,
wanted
let
to
him answer
show
one
you
at a
the
time.
same
Just
verse.
A lot of questions. He's getting
ideas
bombarded.
of women.
I'm
He's
not.
not to be fair.
Right. Okay. Sister,
I'm
let
not
me
sure.
show you this. This is Surah 4 ayah 3. This is the context that the Quran gives about this. If you fear, but if you're afraid, okay, commit yourselves with one of these bonds women in your possession.
Yes.
Right, so it tells you a man can take up to 4 wives as long as he treats them equally, and he can do so. Or he is to commit himself to one, right? Or the bondswomen in his possession. So in other words, or those bondswomen in your
Malakat
possession.
aymanukum, yeah.
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 Now I can look at translations and versions of it that will say this is slaves, right? So men, I don't know if you're married, but if you had a husband, that husband can have as many sex slaves as he desires. That is prohibited to him
So,
in Islam, in the
yeah,
deen.
in Islam, when,
Right.
when Islam came,
Yeah.
it was a slavery before Islam.
It was so?
It was a slavery before Islam.
Yeah, there was slavery before Islam.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So Islam, he couldn't, okay, just straight away when he comes and say there is no slavery. No.
Okay.
Yeah. he
But if you
can't.
put in any kind of
Because the society that it's
Right.
the slavery for them, it's something very how can I say?
yeah, it's very normalized.
Yeah, normalized.
Right.
And so we can't take all these things from peoples when Islam came. Islam wants to find the solution of slavery
Right.
step by step.
But the
During the years and the months.
okay, but there is no prophet after Muhammad, is there?
No.
So the Quran is final.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So the Quran therefore gives you permission forever, because you can't override
but,
it.
But there is
that men
some
can have right.
verse telling you how
Yeah.
to make slavery finish. Does that make sense? So
Right. Can you show me that from the Quran?
yeah, from Quran.
I'd love to know that. Can you,
Expiation,
can you,
expiation.
yeah, to really, I know that Muhammad
To
released
make
slaves.
yeah,
Yeah. But my point, can you show me in the Quran where there's any indication that they're going to phase out slavery, or to end it, or to do
It
anything
is
like
end
that?
now. There is no slavery at the moment.
There was slavery in Saudi
And
Arabia
slavery
until
was there.
1960s.
Slavery,
no
slavery,
Huh?
slavery.
Saudi Arabia, no?
Only
No,
about
there was in
about
1960s.
100 years ago
There's
with
still
you.
No, in the-
slavery in the Europe.
Yeah.
Listen.
Well,
The
I mean,
slavery-
in a lot of
Go
villages,
to
it's
East
just like.
London
And you
and
jumped,
see the
he's
slave
jumping
women.
So
prostitutes.
slavery,
Alright,
They are
fair
Eastern
enough.
Europeans.
What?
What do you talk about them?
slavery,
Yeah.
it's very old things in humanity.
I agree. It is.
Yes.
It's a natural
So
like
now,
I thought you were talking
part of
about
humanity.
marriage.
it's the only religion came with the solution to make end to the slavery.
Talk about something.
Can you show me where that is in the Quran?
Yes.
Any verse that says that slavery is going to end,
So
I'll totally have it.
So, for example, in
Yeah.
Hadith,
Okay, so
yes.
it's not in the Quran.
Prophet ﷺ said,
Yeah,
if you do some sins,
yeah, to make for them, you can release expedite slaves.
Yes.
I absolutely agree that is something that
It's a
happens.
good solution. This is one.
Well, the problem with that though is that's even worse because now what's happened is Muslims now have a justification in the deen that they can forever have slaves because in order to do good deeds by releasing slaves, you have to first have slaves. In other words, if I did something bad as a Muslim, I will be like, okay, I'm going to release my slaves as a good deed. But how do I get my slaves to begin with?
You are a slave.
Do you understand my point?
Do you mean if
They can use you like,
I don't have
slaves.
a slave?
Right, how do you release slaves if you don't have slaves?
No, that is not. This is one of the solution to, for example, to this sin.
Not only black
can,
people, like from
to
Africa.
make it right
So
to the
everyone
sin.
who
Does that make
is
sense?
not black,
This is
we
one
can
of the
make them
some
slave.
solutions.
But
It's
Islam
not only
slavery
the
is a
solution.
different.
But that's
You can fast.
right. Yeah, there are things you can do. I agree. Yeah.
You can, for example, give money.
Yeah, you can feed the poor. I think. Perhaps.
Exactly.
I agree that exactly.
Rights.
But again, if it still remains the case that you can give slaves,
Yeah, you can.
then you need to have slaves to give slaves.
No.
Otherwise, why did Muhammad give that?
This is not
What you
logical.
wear.
Why is that logical?
Yeah, because how can I get slaves
Yeah, Ben Abbas when he was
to
walking,
give him freedom again?
would they see his like?
Well, that's why I'm saying that Islam supports slavery, because in order for you to have a slave to give, you have to have a slave.
It's not related to Islam.
But in the Quran, it talks about sex slaves that you can have.
But,
Right.
as I told you,
Yeah.
society, Arab society, when Muhammad Sallallahu came,
Yeah.
the slavery it's something very, very attached to the people.
In America,
They need slaves.
Okay. Yeah.
And not only the Arabs, all the Arabs before, all the nations before.
Yeah, I agree.
Slavery.
Yeah, I agree.
But as I told you, the only religion could find the solution to the slavery. It's
and they
only
gave them
Islam.
the name.
You can see.
The religion.
Okay. Well, I think
Even-
you've conceded the point here, but
Yeah, even as in Christianity,
yeah.
she gives permission. Okay. No.
Hey, good to see you. God bless you.
200 years ago, they permitted to a white man from USA
Do you know
to
who?
go to Africa and
Sure.
get slaves.
Okay, so there are people in this country. If you talk about Christians,
They came to Africa to what?
Yeah, to have to slave the people.
Who?
Yeah, the black people from Africa.
Who?
What is who?
I asked a question, that's all.
Yes, the Christian.
Yeah.
The Christianity gives permission to the white people to go to
white
Africa.
people. I don't think Christianity mentions white people.
Yes.
It doesn't.
To get
You know, there's lots of white people that never did slavery. You understand that? Like, as in the same slave trades that you're referring to.
Who killed
Right.
the black people in USA?
A specific set of European nations.
Yeah.
And South American nations and
were
American
in,
nations,
And they,
right.
and they took in the cross and Bible permission.
They were already
of-
there long before they were
But do you
doing
know much
this.
about Islam when it comes to slavery?
No, Islam.
What?
When Islam came, already there is slavery.
And then it
All around
continued
the
it.
world,
It
we're
continued
talking
it.
about specifically.
It's nothing to do with black people and
So
white
why is she
people.
talking about slavery then?
No, I'm giving.
She
this.
focuses.
I'm giving.
Oh, the white people came over to say
Slavery
Islam was there.
still.
Slavery before
We have
the white
slavery
people.
until now.
I know, right? No matter how much you make slavery illegal, it still persists. I definitely agree with that.
And now,
Yeah.
and now, if you see,
you
for
don't know
example,
nothing.
he's
You don't know
asking me
nothing.
about Saudi
No, they
Arabia.
were free.
They are not slaves, but they are workers, servants. They give them money.
Slavery was legal in Saudi Arabia up until 1960, and it was pressure from the Christian West, if you want to see it that way.
But you are talking about Islam.
Do you know?
Islam
Yeah.
came with the solution to make
Okay.
end to the slavery.
Do you know the history of the abolition movement?
You know nothing.
You know it was primarily Christian. You know the abolition movement was run primarily by Christians like William Wilberforce, Granville Sharp. You're aware of this? People in this country, politicians in this country who were Christians, devout Christians, they advocated politically for the ending of the slave trade. You understand that? Christians put an end to the slave trade. Then this nation in the 1800s made it illegal to trade slaves. We then sent our navy to places like Brazil that were still engaging in the slave trade. We literally blockaded them to force them to stop trading in slaves. We then went to Africa. We then sent blockades there to stop pirates from taking slaves. My point is it was under the Christian idea of the image of God being present in all of us that gave us the ability to say slavery was wrong. In Islam, there is no image of God.
Yeah, it is. As I told you, slavery in Islam,
It's in your Quran and it tells you, and that's forever.
It is.
Islamic
As I
creation.
told you,
It's not Islamic
I'll give you an example. For example, the Arabs before Islam,
Yeah.
they enjoy to have the wine, alcohol. Yes.
Right, sure.
So the alcohol it's something normal, and they
Right.
cannot. You can't came, okay, in one night and say to people stop drinking. You can't because this.
You have to do it gradually, which is why the Quran mentions that, right?
Yes.
But it's not mentioned in the Quran about ending slavery. Show me a verse in the Quran that says we're going to end slavery or do away with it.
I can show you, but
You can find me a hadith where Muhammad does nice things like release slaves.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah,
agree.
it is-
He does bad things, by the way.
No.
He trades, was it one non-black slave for two black slaves?
No.
He could,
So.
well, there are hadith that say he did, or something.
You know what is the difference between
did. How could he
because
still
it's
continue?
mentioned,
How could he
it's
still continue
mentioned
to be a
word by word to mention the alcohol and not the slavery because the alcohol
Right.
it's more dangerous than the slavery.
What? Alcohol is more
Yes.
dangerous than slavery.
Yes.
What?
For example, if you drink
Right.
alcohol,
Yes.
you can kill.
Okay, sister, you're aware that as Christians we're permitted to drink alcohol, yes? So I drink alcohol. I've never killed anyone. I've never known anyone. But
That's some people.
Yeah,
You can
some
go-
people,
you
sure,
Can,
but-
you can go to the
yeah.
doctor.
Yeah.
And he can, if you are alcoholic, which is not alcohol.
Yeah, can be
He can,
addictive. Yeah.
he can tell you your brain
Yeah.
is not.
Absolutely, I agree with that.
So you can do anything bad
Right.
without drugs.
Okay.
So your brain, it's not.
Yeah, but my point is that to say that that's on the same level as slavery, particularly Islamic slavery, right?
In Islam, Islam gives laws, and if you can say,
They came and enslaved you.
like, I don't know how it's called in English.
Christianity practiced slavery.
Make lawful
Lawful.
right to slaves.
In what? Sorry. What? In what? Say
So
again.
Islam
Yeah.
means give the
your
right to
master.
slaves.
Give rights to slaves.
Yes,
Okay.
rights.
Right.
If you have a slave in Islam,
Yeah.
White master.
do not beat him. Okay. If he doesn't do something you told him to do
I
it.
totally agree. I think there is a good
The
case to
rights-
make for that.
Yeah, the rights.
Yep.
It's the most important.
I agree that Islam under the Deen, they do give certain rights to slaves. I agree with that. Yep.
During the period of slavery,
That the white people are.
the slave has a right.
Okay,
Islam
sure.
gives slaves
But also,
rights.
slaves don't have rights in certain things. For example, and I can quote scholars like Dr. Shabir Ali did a video on this, where he says that in Islam, if you have a sex slave or slave, a female slave, you are permitted to have sex with her, and she does not get to say no to that.
You know why?
Why? Because she's a slave, right?
Yes, you don't know why?
Well, I assume it's because she's a slave.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
I mean, that's
no.
what Shabir Ali seems to imply. Right?
He's his master.
Right.
if she's pregnant,
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't even
and
talk
when
about
she
that.
will have a baby,
Right.
this baby is not slave in Islam.
Okay.
It's not slavery anymore.
But sister, with respect, you're jumping about the point. You're trying to smooth it out to make it sound nicer. The point is, in Islam, you can have, as a man, unlimited female captive slaves that you can use to have sex with. There's no prohibition on that in Islam, in the Deen. You won't find it in the Quran, you won't find it in the Sunnah. Hey, good to see you. Would you like to debate?
Forget about her.
What? Say?
We will teach you your Bible.
Okay, so I'll teach you your Quran, yes.
You want to talk about Trinity?
We could talk about...
Not Trinity. You're not diverting like last time. You always change the topic.
But you see, my problem is that the Quran...
Yeah, you always change the topic. You go north, south, east, west.
Well, we
All
talked
Christians
about the
do
Trinity
that.
last time,
No,
right?
stay on that. No,
So
you
we
went-
talked about it last
you
time.
talked last time.
Did we talk about it last time?
You talked about Injil, whether it was approved by God.
Because
or not.
because
We were
that
talking
is the
about-
foundation to everything we're arguing.
I'm sorry about you. This guy,
Can I
forget
make
about
a
him.
point about regarding you were talking about slavery?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Why is it not permissible as drinking? The reason why drinking is prohibited first because it's actually easier.
Okay.
Just I can imagine a prophet just coming to people because there was a trade like a slave trade. It's like let's say like $1 million business. So if they just tell them to cut it down in one day,
Right.
it will be a problem for people.
Sure, I will grant that as true.
But he wants,
But, yeah.
like gradually,
Yeah.
just tell them to encourage them to just leave it.
Can you show me evidence of that? Can you show me evidence where Muhammad was saying don't take slaves or stop or go in the direction of not taking slaves? The problem with that is Muhammad made it clear that as to expedite certain sins, you can release slaves as a way of compensating for your bad deeds, things that you've done bad.
Yeah, okay. This is
But in order to do that,
encouraging people to do this.
but the problem with that, and I was telling the sister, is that basically means you now have a foundation to keep taking slaves for the purpose of giving them away to do good. In other words, if you go and take slaves, you can keep them, you have to follow the rules, and then when you do something bad, you can release one.
Actually, what the companion did, like Abu Bakr and others, his
Yeah,
like first
Umar,
companions,
Uthman,
yes,
Ali.
they used to buy slaves and free them right away. This is like a Bilal.
But did they free all of them?
Sorry?
Did they free all of them?
Actually, this I don't have. To be honest, I don't have evidence.
I'm afraid
like a
not.
written evidence.
Right.
But this is what they did. But I'm gonna check that.
Yeah, my point is that Islam, according to Surah 4, Ayah 3, makes it very clear that a man can have up to 4 wives if he treats them equally. If he can't, he is only to take one, and as many bondswomen, which is slaves, that he can possess. So as a man, even if you can only treat one woman well, you treat your
Your faith.
Christian. I'm Christian.
Okay, but do you know that even the Old Testament prophets, they used to have a concubine?
Right. Did they ever tell you that that was what we should do?
No, but these are prophets. I mean, sometimes this is like one of the bigger pictures.
So what you're saying is the way a prophet behaves is an example for what we should do today.
Let me advise you.
Do you want to say that? Oh, you can say that if you want.
Are you a Muslim or Christian?
I think it's a Muslim.
Christian?
No, Muslim.
No, he's Muslim.
My advice to you, when you come here, you need to follow the procedure how to debate. You come here, all of you, I see here. Yeah, look, all of them I see. No, all of them I see here. When we are talking about north, south. Against south, you go with south with them. East,
Yeah, but did
west.
I actually engage with you on the topic of the Trinity?
What topic?
Hey, do you know what this
But
place
did
is
I
called?
engage
Do you know
with
the
you?
name of this
No,
place?
no. If you want to get
Yeah,
discussion,
but did we
it's
talk about the
fine.
Trinity? Did
But
we
if
talk
you
about the Trinity?
Last time you talked about 4 things.
I talked about the
I do
Trinity,
remember.
and I said to you, listen,
Well,
if
would
you
you-
are
would
saying
you
that
like
the
to talk
Bible,
about
because you were
Trinity
saying that the
now?
Bible
Are
is
you ready
corrupted
to
and
answer?
contradictory.
No. Now
That's what you
forget
said.
Forget about my. Forget about it. Now all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Are you here to discuss about the Trinity? Are
I
you
have
ready
discussed
to
it with you
prove-
the last
No,
time,
no,
and
last
we
time-
said let's debate again,
last time you
and we
changed
scheduled
the
it for
topic.
today.
No, last time you changed the topic. So I don't want you to do as last time.
Listen, your point
Is
was
that
that
clear?
did you not say that there's a contradiction in
No,
the Bible?
no.
Did you,
Before you started, I was not talking about that. I can show you the video, even if I've
Right.
seen on Soccer.
what happened? What was
Soccer
happening?
channel.
We were talking about the Trinity. I was giving verses to
No,
support the
no,
doctrine.
no.
You were
You
like,
said-
no,
no,
no, no,
you
no, no,
talked
no,
about
that's not there, that's not
Quran, whether
there.
Allah approved
And I
the
simply
Quran,
said, if
all
he
that.
denies it's there, then you're denying the
Now
Injil,
all I'm
and that's a
saying-
bigger problem.
Now all I'm saying, do not try to find support from the Quran when the Quran is Allah himself refuted
friend,
Trinity.
If your argument is true, Islam is false. That's what I'm trying to point out
Listen,
to you.
you're not saying point. You're not making any
Yeah,
point.
but you,
Look,
if your
he's
argument
speaking one
works,
ayah, one verse of the Quran.
No, I'm referring to many.
To justify his Bible, and I proved him last.
Surah 5,
last
46 to
time.
48,
Look,
Surah 5, 43,
look,
Surah
he doesn't
3,
know.
verse 3.
Now I will prove him
I
wrong.
can keep
Watch
doing
out,
this.
Watch.
Go on then, go on then, go on then. Here we go.
Last time I proved him wrong,
I
and
like
now
this.
he's still using that verse
Well, you didn't-
of context. Look,
How am I- go
Allah
on.
said in the Quran, chapter 5, verse 43 itself,
Sure.
the word Allah uses anzala. Anzala means came, anzal Allah. It's like Quran, came from heaven.
I speak Arabic,
Came,
so
yeah,
I
came
understand.
from
Right.
down.
What's
from
that got to
heaven
do with the verse?
To down, yeah?
What's that got to do with
So
the verse?
the book, the Bible he has now, was written after Jesus ascended, and it was written, the author of the Bible is not Allah. Agree? He's got 9 authors. But the book Allah approved, which is Injil. Look.
Where is it?
Wait. The book that Allah approved. Stop asking where is that. I'm disapproving
But it has
your
to be, tell me
point
where.
to use
Okay.
the Quran to
Right.
justify. Wait.
But my point is you're
Don't
saying...
don't get the point. Don't divert now. You
I'm not trying
asking
to...
me
I'm
where is
taking
the
what
book.
you say. Yeah.
Now we are talking about whether the Bible was approved by Allah or not. Stop asking me where is that book.
Okay, yeah, but
You're
your
diverting the topic.
argument is that the
my
Injil
point
has
is-
been lost.
My point is, so
I know, I'm
look,
trying to get
yeah,
this.
I want you to
His
stay on
arg-
the point.
Right, so
Okay,
where
look,
is the
look,
Injil?
Wait,
Where
first
is
of
it?
all, I will answer that question.
Okay.
First, let me disapprove you to use let me disapprove your point
That doesn't sound like an answer.
using wait. Let me disapprove your point by
Okay.
saying Allah approved Quran when Allah approved the Bible when He never
No,
approved.
I never said that. I said he improved the
Oh,
Injil and the
Injil,
Torah.
thank you.
The
So,
Injil and the
okay,
Torah.
so it's
So
not
where
the
is the
Bible.
Injil?
Okay, it's not
Where
the
is it? I
Bible.
never
Now
said
you
that.
agree.
The Injil and the
Thank
Torah.
you.
And you can go back.
Now we
Does you agree with me?
No,
Does he agree with me?
no.
He agrees with me.
Now
Show
we
us a
are,
page
no,
from the
no.
Injil.
Wait. Do not get involved.
What's chapter 2 of the Injil?
Do not get involved.
What's the second page of the Injil?
You said you're agnostic. Stay on there. No, you are agnostic. Stay on there. He doesn't believe you, Jesus. Forget about him. He's agnostic.
Listen, where is the Injil? Where is it?
Yeah, where is it?
So
Is
now-
Isa a failed prophet?
No,
Because
wait,
he didn't give the...
wait.
What-
Now,
no one has the
at least
Injil.
now you admitted Allah never approved the Bible.
And 113.
Very clear.
And
I never said it did. I said Injil and
You're
Torah
making no
and the
sense now.
Psalms as well.
You're talking east and now south. We are talking about north. Stay on the topic.
Where?
So now
Okay,
he admitted.
I never said it to begin with.
No, my point was.
Did I ever say
no,
the
no,
Bible or just the Injil and the Torah?
No, last time you were saying Allah approved the Bible, but now
the
you admitted
Injil
today.
and the Torah.
Today he admitted the Bible. Allah never approved the Bible. Basically, Allah never
Okay,
approved the
fine,
Bible.
fine. Now defend the
Now
point.
he
Now
has
defend the
admitted
point.
that.
Now defend
Okay,
the point.
what
Where is the
point?
Injil?
Injil
Yeah, where is it?
is lost.
Okay, it's been a bit. So, okay,
Yes.
where were the followers of Isa who had the Injil? Where are they?
The answer is what?
Where are the followers of Isa? Where are the followers of
You're
Isa?
agnostic. You don't believe in
Don't
Jesus.
engage. Don't engage
Can
with
you
it.
ask him?
100% copy.
You're diverting. Wait.
We want
are here to
answers.
talk
We
about
want
that.
answers.
Your answer is.
Okay.
Last time I answered that question.
Like, what was
Allah
that?
promised
Right.
in same chapter you use the next chapter. Chapter
chapter
5.
five.
Wait, chapter 5.
Yeah, we can go to all
verse
this as well.
43 you used, yes?
And
If you go to
46,
verse
47, 48.
44 to 45,
Yeah.
Allah said the book Torah and Injil
Yep.
was asked to look by the monks and rabbis
Let's have a look,
at their
let's have a look,
time.
let's have a look.
Look to chapter 5 verse 45. It says clear the
have a
answer.
look.
So when I'm saying Allah never approved the
Okay, here we go.
Bible,
Let me read it.
Yeah,
Let me read it.
read,
Okay.
read.
So this is Surah 5, Ayah 45.
Yes.
We ordained for them in the Torah a life for a life, an eye for an eye, a nose for a nose, an ear
not
for an
that
ear.
one, not that one,
That's
sorry. Chapter 44, sorry. 44.
okay, 44. All right.
Yes.
Indeed, we revealed the Torah containing guidance and light.
So carry
All
on, carry on, carry on.
right.
Carry
By
on.
which the prophets who submitted themselves to Allah made judgments for Jews.
Okay.
So too did the rabbis and scholars judge according to Allah's book. So it is Allah's
Carry on.
book. All right,
Carry
thank you. With which they were entrusted and
Yes,
of which they
entrusted.
were made keepers. So do not fear the people, fear me. Nor
Entrust-
trade my revelations for a fleeting gain. and those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are truly the
Okay,
disbelievers.
entrusted what?
So
Wait,
it
wait, my
does
friend,
affirm the
wait,
Torah.
wait.
Thank
Don't divide
you.
the topic.
Thank you.
Don't divide the topic.
You don't,
Wait,
do you even,
wait.
have you even read that
Don't
verse?
divide the topic. Does it say the verse?
It says that they are
Who
to
was
follow the
entrusted?
Torah.
No, who was
The
entrusted to
Jews
look?
were.
Thank you.
Thank
Wait,
you.
wait.
Yes, as
And
we said.
Quran,
Yeah.
and Quran, chapter 15.
Affirms the
wait,
Torah and the Injil.
let me finish. You're
Okay.
dividing now the topic. Today
No,
I'm not
that's the
letting
same
you
topic.
go
Go on.
divide the topic.
Speak.
So now my point is, you said,
Right?
I'm going to disapprove all your arguments by using the Quran to approve or justify
Because the
your
Quran
book.
stands on
Wait,
the shoulders of the Bible.
Wait.
The Injil and the Torah.
Let me finish. Let
Yeah.
me finish. So now I give you
Yeah.
Allah entrusted
Okay.
and ask
Right.
rabbis and
Right.
monks to look after Torah
No,
and
to
Injil.
follow the
No,
Torah.
entrust.
No,
Don't
because
change the
there
verse.
is guidance in light in the Torah.
Wait, look, the word legal entrust.
Well,
Don't
well,
divert. Don't divert the
We're
topic.
ordained for them in the Torah.
Wait. Not that one. Wait,
What do you mean not
look
that
here.
one? That's the same verse.
No, please. No, okay.
Listen, tell me the verse.
Okay,
Tell me the verse.
Read here.
Which one?
Okay, let me read the Arabic and I will translate.
What's the point? I don't know.
Okay, here is here.
Why don't I read it in Latin?
But you're changing.
What's the point?
Okay,
Go on, go on.
look here.
Read it in
It
Spanish.
says, okay, look here. Look
Go
here.
on.
It says, indeed, we
Yes.
reveal the Torah.
Right, containing.
Wait,
What did it
please
contain?
wait.
Tell me.
Please,
Tell me.
Please. My point is to
Read the verse.
Please wait.
You are reading your scripture. Read it.
Mister,
Sorry.
Please,
Listen.
your work is to record.
Listen.
I'm
Read the
trying
verse.
to come my point. Listen,
don't
are you
wanna
drunk?
rumble.
You should bring a phone
Are
with
you
you.
drunk?
You should bring a phone
Are
with
you
you.
drunk?
You're not gonna rumble.
Are you drunk?
Today, you're not gonna rumble.
You
You
listen.
gotta answer. Are you
I'm
answer
talking,
this?
I'm talking
Answer
to
this.
you.
You're not gonna
Okay,
rumble.
wait.
Come on.
Here it says, wait, yeah, look, listen. My point is, Allah never approved the books that they have.
Let me find
So,
it. Let me
look,
find it.
look.
Wait. Let me read this.
The verse itself. Look,
Here we go.
Please,
Verse
no,
47
no,
of that same
no,
chapter.
no,
Let me,
no,
literally a few verses down. Let me read it.
no, I'm not.
No. So let the people, listen, let the people of the gospel judge by what Allah has revealed in it. Oh, and those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are truly the rebellious. Oh,
Have you done?
I just read it to you.
Okay, wait.
You are
Wait.
contradicting your
Have you
own
done?
Quran.
Have you done?
My friend, I just
Have
read to you
done?
two
Have you
verses
done?
down.
No, have you done?
Now,
Have
deal
you
with
done?
what I just said.
Okay,
Deal with what I
have you
just
done?
said.
Have you done?
Yes, do what I just said.
Let me do. First of all, the verse, chapter 5,
Right?
verse 44.
That's not what I read.
No, wait, I will answer that one also as
Deal
well.
with that verse.
Deal with what I just said.
Please wait.
Deal with that verse.
Is that how you,
Deal
is
with
that how
verse.
you want to discuss?
Deal with that verse. Deal with
Stop
that verse.
acting as a child.
Deal with that verse.
Stop acting as a
Go
child.
running.
Okay, I will
Go
answer
running from the
all of them
topic.
and disapprove the Bible.
Deal with
Okay,
that verse.
Listen, the way he's misbehaving.
Deal with that verse.
Wait. He's not listening. Okay, don't worry. Okay, don't worry. Let him shout. He can shout as you want.
Deal with that verse.
Okay. So listen. So your point is Allah said, let the people of Injil judge by what Allah has revealed. Yes.
Hey, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Do
you.
you
Go
believe
ahead.
that verse?
Go ahead.
Do you believe that verse?
Is that mine?
Do you believe that verse? What? I want you to say to
You're
admit
not
you believe that
shouting.
verse.
You
Huh?
are not
Do you believe
shouting.
that verse?
Do I believe it to be true?
Do you believe that verse?
I only believe in why scripture.
No.
do you understand?
Do you believe that verse? Yes or no?
What do you mean by believe?
The verse you quoted from the Quran, chapter 5, verse 43. Do you believe it?
What do I mean? What do you mean by
Where
believing
Allah
it?
said,
What do you
let
mean by
the
believe
people
it?
of the Injil
Wait, I
judge
do
by
not
what
believe
Allah has
that is
revealed. Oh, do you not
revelation
believe
from
it?
God. I do not believe that.
Now he's used Quran, and I'm going to disapprove him by using Quran.
I should quote-
Okay, chapter
That's
5,
Go on.
chapter 61, verse 6. Chapter 61, verse 6.
Yeah.
If he has to use the Quran, also he has to believe other verses of the Quran.
Yeah, I can
Because
use all of it.
You cannot use one verse of the Quran and do not use the other verse. So, chapter 61, verse 6, Allah said,
That's why you do with the Bible.
Jesus mentioned. Wait,
That's why you do
brother,
with the
wait,
Bible.
brother,
Let him
wait,
speak.
brother, can I finish?
Yeah, let him speak.
Wait.
Sorry.
If he is to use the Quran, I'm going to use the Quran to disapprove his points.
Okay.
So
Very good.
Allah said, chapter
Yep.
61,
Yep.
verse
Six.
6,
Yep.
Allah said, وَإِذْ قَالَ عِيسَى بْنُ مَرْيَمَ يَا بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ إِنِّي رَسُولٌ إِلَيْكُمْ مُصَدِّقًا.
I don't
And
understand
so on.
Arabic.
Okay, I will read the English.
Yeah,
You
just
can
read
go
in
for
English,
it.
Yeah.
Prophet Jesus,
Yeah.
he prophesied
Yeah.
the coming of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And Allah said, wait, and no, you use the Quran.
That's
So
fine,
I'm
that's
going
fine,
to use
let's
the
do it.
Quran.
Yeah.
So the book Allah approved, which is Injil, Allah said
did
that
approve
book
it.
and Torah, both of them Allah mentioned Prophet Muhammad in
so
those
we're
books.
to follow the Injil and the
Chapter
Torah.
7, verse 157, 158. Go, please.
Go on, which one's 7?
Chapter 7,
Yeah.
verse 157 and 158. Please read it louder for me. So you need to believe that verse. You cannot use that verse in Joel chapter 5, verse 43 to justify your
No,
points.
I'm
and
using the
ignoring other
scripture
verses.
because you
Let's
believe
go.
it
So
and it's
I'm
in your
going
Quran.
to disapprove the Bible you have is not the one Allah has approved. Allah said,
No,
"Waman
the
lam yah-"
Injil and the
Wait.
Torah. Stop
Look,
using the word Bible.
Go. Your book is not called the Bible, Injil, anyways. It's called Bible.
No, I'm not saying
Allah
that the
gave
Quran
Jesus
affirms the
gospel
Bible.
of Jesus.
The Quran affirms the Injil
Wait,
and the
go
Torah.
to chapter 7. I'm not letting you go today
1-5,
to divert
1-5.
the
Which one?
topic.
Which one?
Go
1-5.
to chapter. Wait, please, brother.
Yeah, go on. Go on.
Praise
Which one?
brother.
Which one
Go
is-
to chapter 7,
Yep.
verse
One.
157
Yep.
and 158.
All right, here we go.
Start from 157, please.
Here we go. They are the ones who follow the messenger, the
Yes.
unlettered prophet,
Yes.
whose description they find in the Torah and the Gospel.
Thank you.
You
believe
know
that?
how much
Do you
that's just
believe? Where
buried
is that
your
in Injil?
Quran.
Where is that in Injil?
You know how much that's buried your Injil?
Wait.
Go on, show me where it is.
Where it says
Show me
now?
where it
Where
is.
it says now?
Where is Muhammad mentioned in the Injil and Torah? Show me.
No, wait.
You just quoted that verse.
Wait.
Where is that found in the
Wait.
Torah and the Injil?
Stop diverting the topic now.
No, you just
No,
read it.
you're asking me.
You asked me to
So
read that
I
verse.
have to ask you now
Okay,
because
now
you
tell
use
me
the
where
Quran.
that is found.
Wait.
Tell
Wait.
me where Muhammad
Wait.
is found in the Torah and
Do
the
you understand
Injil.
where
Go.
I'm coming from first? Can you listen? Do you know how
You
to
just
listen?
brought this up.
No, do you know how to listen?
I have listened to
My
you.
question
I've
to you
read
now,
your...
I'm asking you a question
Okay.
now. So my question to you is,
Yeah, go on.
you used Quran chapter 5,
Sorry.
verse 43
Yeah.
to justify Injil, which is the book that was given to Prophet Jesus, his time on earth.
Can I
Okay?
explain that?
So
Let me explain.
that
Can I
book,
explain? Can I
Allah
explain?
said,
No,
Bima
no,
anzalallah.
no.
Wait.
The reason I use that verse
please.
is because he believes it, not me. He believes it.
But
So
you
he
quoted-
cannot say the Injil is
quoted
corrupt
to justify.
if he believes the Injil. Allah
wait,
told us to affirm it.
So
In
you
other words,
believe
he
Prophet
is
Muhammad
tied
was
to the
mentioned in the
Injil and
Bible?
Torah. He can't say they're corrupt. Otherwise, he
look,
refutes his
look.
own Quran.
Look, Allah clearly said your book is corrupted.
Show me,
You
what verse?
corrupted.
Show me what verse.
Chapter
Show me
3,
what-
chapter
Go
3,
on.
verse 78. Go there.
Yeah,
Chapter 3, verse 78. Go there.
You need to bring a
Chapter
phone
3,
with you.
I'm teaching you.
But you're not teaching me
quoting
anything, I'm
Quran
teaching
one
you.
verse. I showed you
Go on.
Quran, the book that Allah approved, which is Injil. That
He
book
did approve the
was
Injil.
mentioned. Prophet Muhammad was mentioned
Where?
in that
Tell
book.
me where.
So
Tell
you
me where.
agree that book
He
you
knows
have,
it doesn't,
where is that book?
therefore you're
I
called
can
out.
show you from the Bible now. Many verses about Prophet Muhammad.
No, show me in the Injil. Don't show me from the Bible, show me the Injil.
You corrupted that book.
No.
Yes.
You say that Isa was a failed
Go
prophet.
to Quran,
My
chapter
friend,
3,
do
verse
not
78.
touch me,
Please
yeah?
go.
Have respect,
Okay,
do
go.
not touch me, do not
Okay,
touch
go.
you.
Quran
Wait.
chapter 3,
Read.
verse 78. I'm here to teach you.
You're not teaching
Read for
anyone
me. It
anything. You
says
don't
you corrupted and edited. Chapter 3, verse
Now,
78.
is this
Go,
going
please.
to
No, I
say
don't want to listen.
that the Torah and the Injil are
Yes.
being corrupted
The
in
people
their
of the
entirety?
book corrupted, yes.
Is that what it says? All right. In its entirety.
Chapter 3, verse 78.
Here we go. In its entirety. Let's have a look.
Chapter 3,
Here we go.
verse
Here we go.
78.
Here we go. There are some among them,
listen,
some among
listen,
them,
listen.
who distort the book with their tongues.
Yes.
Oh!
Hold on.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Don't touch me.
What's the word
Wait,
corrupted then?
I don't know. To make you think this distortion is from the book.
Yes.
But it is not what the book says.
Okay, thank you.
So the book still is
Wait,
being
listen.
affirmed.
No, finish the verse.
Yes.
Just
Finish
that
the
their
verse. No,
interpretations
let me finish the
are
verse.
wrong with their tongues.
Let me finish the verse.
Oh,
Let me finish the
you
verse.
have done a disastrous job
You're
today.
scared. You're not finishing the verse.
Show me where Muhammad is mentioned in
Let
the
me finish.
Injil or the
Injil.
Torah.
Yeah,
Show it to me.
Okay,
Show it to me.
Go.
Prove me wrong in front of everyone. Show me where Muhammad is mentioned in the Torah and the Injil. Show me where.
Okay.
That's my challenge to this man today.
Challenge, yes.
Challenge accepted?
Okay, come on.
Come on then, accept my challenge. Show me where Muhammad is in the Torah and the Injil.
So now, finish the verse first of all. I want you to
All right, sure.
finish the verse.
They say it is from Allah,
Yes.
but it is not from Allah,
Thank you.
so they attribute lies to Allah knowingly.
Thank you. The verse.
You've just refuted yourself. It doesn't say corrupted,
Nothing.
just that they distort it.
Wait.
Liar.
Wait.
You need to
Let me
update the
finish
Dawa
the-
script.
let
This
me
Dawa
finish-
script
you-
is old.
Go
It's
finish the
done.
verse.
Broken.
It's broken.
I'm
It's
not-
Where
broken.
is the word
You are walking to
corrupted?
the-
Where is it?
Where
Show
is
me
the
where.
word
Let me finish.
corrupted?
Let me finish. Let me finish.
You're not
We
Shamsi,
read
man.
the full
Let me
verse.
finish. Wait.
Bring Shamsi. Where's Shamsi?
78.
I challenge him to show me any Quran verse that says the
wait,
Injil or the
wait,
Torah is corrupt.
Okay, in
Shamsi,
Jiran Torah.
help him.
Look. This guy, man, he doesn't want to.
Go on, you speak, you just speak.
Ask him.
Let me
We're
help
letting
him.
you speak.
Adnan,
We're letting
help
you
him.
speak.
Look,
Ada, help him.
ask him.
This is
Okay,
what
okay,
you have to do.
okay,
Ada,
wait.
help
That's
him.
the thing.
Okay,
The
wait.
camera is on you. They're trying to.
Okay,
You know,
I know.
their strategy.
Our
I know.
strategy
They
is to
don't
speak
they
the
believe in
truth.
their Bible. You know that they don't
Our
believe in their Bible.
strategy is to speak it.
They don't believe in
Oh,
their Bible.
Lamin,
Okay,
They
Lamin.
don't let people asking questions.
Let me finish.
He
Let me
can't
finish.
defend the Quran.
Let me
No
finish.
defenders of the Quran.
Wait, please wait.
I've tried to
Please
debate
wait.
you.
Please
You've read
wait.
10 times
Please
about the
wait.
Quran. Tell me about the Quran of the Quran.
Brother, please wait.
What they want then? There's a point.
Listen.
Cowardice by the Da'is.
Okay, if you talk, you're not going to go anywhere. If you talk nonsense, you're not going anywhere.
I'm giving you time.
You know how to
You have
listen.
all the time. Yes, go.
Listen.
Go.
The verse here,
Yeah.
the verse is here.
Yeah.
Chapter 3, verse 78.
Yep.
Let me read.
I'm reading it with you.
Because surely there is a party amongst those who
With what?
distort
Yeah,
the
with what?
book
With what?
with their tongue.
With their tongues.